All right, I've got my retweet button
Okay,
ready.
awesome. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is week 7. Um, oh, I keep doing this. Sorry, I'm hearing too many Kates. Too many Kates. Um, it is 2 o'clock where I'm at in East Coast time, which it's like super dark here. I'm just like basking in the rays of this live stream. So that's the only light source I have. But yeah, welcome everyone. Eric, kick us off.
This is my job. I think didn't you just kick us off? Do I have to kick us off twice?
Yeah, I just ramble until someone else starts talking.
I love it. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Wow, the view kind of just keeps cranking. Good to see everyone. What is this week? What week are we on? Is this 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7? All right, lucky number. Let's go. Yeah, really excited to be here with everyone. I mean, this is so it's been 7 weeks of the live streams. It's been 8 weeks now since Bolt went online. Yeah, I mean, it's been so 2 months. We're at the 2-month mark here, and it's been yeah, it's been kind of surreal. I mean, we've been having a blast getting to know and work with all of you and see the amazing things you're building. So we got like some fun stuff that we want to chat about and show you today, and we're gonna do some live coding and shipping stuff, and yeah, maybe just kind of like a kind of a quick update, just to because before we dig into kind of what we're up to, what's coming next, etc. The past yeah, I mean, when we put Bolt online, for those that have been kind of tuning in since the beginning, yeah, we had no idea. Like, we're a 20-person team, which is really small, and so it's been incredible to kind of see the growth of the community, and so we've been just scrambling jets to just keep the servers online and fix really important stuff in the experience. Like when we launched, we didn't the chat messages didn't persist at that time. It's like every time you came back, your chat wasn't there. So stuff like that. I mean, we were just really focused on the kind of the P0s of the experience. And we've also, things that were really important for, you all to get like the most, value out of every message that you're sending, per dollar. That was like, it's important to us that you're able to build the most number of things you can per dollar with the tool. And so I think it was like last week or the week before we rolled out diffs. Was it it was last week, right? We rolled out diffs. Man, wow, it feels like 2 weeks ago, just like how much stuff is is happening. But that, I mean, just a game changer. I mean, this is like on the frontier of just AI code gen, right? And for those if you haven't tried it, you should. It is so wild. I mean, how much faster it is, and the token savings are nuts. And we're just getting started on kind of rolling out the optimizations we've been working on there. We've some of the more aggressive stuff we've actually that's a little more experimental. We haven't even rolled that stuff out. But anyway, so I mean, that's our team's just been I mean, all the folks on video here and the folks that aren't on our side, I mean, have just been working an incredible amount of hours the past 8 weeks. I just want to say I'm really proud of them. Like, these are great humans here that I get to work with. They care deeply about all of you and making the best product that we possibly can. And it's really hard. I mean, the level to which we've scaled in the past 8 weeks is almost unprecedented. To have tens of thousands of customers almost overnight for a 20-person team is nuts. And so we're ramping up, and usually you have like a year to kind of grow into this sort of thing. But we've our folks have been working really hard to try and cover the delta. So, but yeah, I think on the community side, I mean, month one was wild. Month one, it was unbelievable. Just the size of the community and just as a business too, the metrics there. on pretty much every count. I mean, this month 2, everything is 5 times what it was at the end of month 1. So I want to say I'm proud of all of you in the community. That for those that have been here, for the past 1-2 months, like, you've done an amazing job of making this a very welcoming place where folks are coming and learning how to build just amazing tools. And people that are building real businesses. I mean, like, I think it might have been one of the community spotlights previously, but Jay is one of the folks on Twitter or X. He like built and sold an app for $3,000 using Bolt, and he actually, I think he just dropped a video today on how he did it. So when we get to the community spotlights, I'll share the link on that. But and that's just like one of just tons of stories, right? So anyways, we're really proud of all of you. You've been doing just building the coolest stuff, and just it's very inspiring. I think to all of us on our team, seeing the amazing things you build. So anyways, just want to kind of kick off with that. I mean, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, when we I think it was like on week 1 when kind of the initial tsunami was kind of starting with folks using Bolt, and there's lots of issues we need to solve. I put out a tweet of like, okay, here we're hearing the feedback. Here's the main things we need to go and address. And off the top of my head, I'd spend a minute since I looked at it, but effectively the things were, increasing the amount of messages you can spend per dollar, right? Which is the diff mode was the big R&D there, and it was completed on an insane time frame. Usually, I mean, this is like many months to even just get to where we were on it, right? And things like chat persistence and checkpoints, you can like roll back when the AI does something that's wrong. All things relating to that, having different tiers, so you can have more tokens and that sort of thing. So I think we've completed the bulk of the work on that at this point. And then there's still some stuff for us to do there. And this past week, we've been really focused on reliability, fixing bugs, spending a lot of time, in our support email inbox and on GitHub issues. And so that kind of leads into like going forward. What are we going to be focusing on in the product? And so I think that we got a couple of fun things that we've got on the product roadmap that we're now digging into. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking. I think I did my job of kicking off. What do you say, Kate? off the dome. There it is. But maybe I can hand the mic over to some of the folks on our side here of like what the top things are that we've been hearing, from the community and what we're doing to go and work on them. I don't know if anyone wants to go first, or I can pick, but someone wants to put up their hand. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, I guess I have to pick someone. Tomek, wow. Maybe you can kind of kick off with, I think one thing that you've been doing, so you've been making a lot of content on how folks can use Bolt to make stuff. One of the things that you have run into is like CORS issues, right?
Yes. What can I say? Let me just go through the trauma really quick. And okay, I'm good. Long story short, like for those who are not like in day-to-day development, CORS is kind of like a security mechanism that is often employed when one side communicates with another. And because Bolt is often used to integrate with third-party services, that sometimes comes up, that issue comes up. So right now, Bolt doesn't natively support CORS. There is a way, if you're a StackBlitz user, there is a way to open it in the project in StackBlitz and use Bolt that way. But it's still like a pain. It should be a part of Bolt. So this is actually one thing that we're focusing on right now. And if I'm not mistaken, Dom, that course should be coming on soon. Or Joanne, who is working on that actually? I know we are. I just can't remember.
Yeah, it's Tom. He's been on the show actually as well in the past in one of our live streams. He's currently working on the CORS proxy. So it's coming your way very soon, I guess.
So that's
Mhm.
that's why Tom's not here.
Working hard.
Exactly. He's working on the course proxy.
I was gonna message you, be like, Tom, where are you at, man? Like we get on the live stream, you know? That's I mean, that's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. We'll let it slide.
Yes, that's a great explanation. Yeah, when you use APIs, that's often what happens. And I think Bolt sometimes can recognize this. If not, and if nothing happens, if you open DevTools and go into Networks panel, you will see like the red requests, and they say like course. You can also go to our issues on GitHub and see how I've put some screenshots on how to check that this is happening. But we plan to introduce it as one of the experiments, like the way we introduced diffs. So you should be able to turn it on, and so even without going into DevTools, if something breaks when using an API, it could be as easy as just turning that option on and seeing if that works. So I think that's the course story.
Totally. And one thing I did, this is actually from a little bit earlier, but first of all, thanks for the kind words, Brian. But I thought a good question, like how do we maintain a roadmap where the change is constant? And that's a really good question. I think it's challenging, right? Especially with such a small team. But and this would be for you all as you're building your products and your businesses. This is the way to do it. You go and talk with the folks that are using your products, and spend a lot of time talking with them. And that's what our team has been doing a lot of on Twitter and email or in GitHub issues, et cetera. And then we take that back to our Slack channel and to our meetings, and we kind of write down, okay, here's all the things that we see folks either having issues with, or the things that they how they're trying to use the product and they're kind of running into problems, and I think that they're suggesting, and then we basically just kind of stack rank the priority of, okay, how urgent is this to get shipped? Like if it's a bug that's really really important, that goes to the top. If it's like a feature folks want, it's like how many, and like what's the use case? Is it kind of blocking? If it's meaningfully blocking folks from building products and businesses here, then that it goes towards the top of the list. So, but yeah, but you can only do that if you're the most important part there is like I feel like on a lot of like the first kind of products that I built, and maybe some maybe more recent than others, it's like when you don't actually get enough feedback from folks, you can end up just building something that nobody wants, right? And so anyway, so that with Bolt, I mean, we just to kind of keep up with the with everything that's going on X and in email and GitHub issues. It's like we're getting a lot of great info for you folks. I also want to encourage everyone, like if you have ideas, like we always love to hear them, and I mean, put them in the chat. While we're live here, we'll talk about them. I think there's actually one right here. We love to hear it, and it's really helpful for us. I think this has been a common one, y'all. Stack Blitz folks, what do we say? I mean, when's this happening?
So you can do that today, right? It's just you cannot sync directly to GitHub, which is the missing piece, which would make the integration completely.
Yeah. We can open public repos today. This has been one of the most common ones that I think we ourselves want as well. And I think what I'd actually be kind of curious to hear folks' opinions on is how we can make this experience really simple to use. Like I don't know if for those that have like used the Git CLI, it's like the least fun way to commit stuff. So I think that's like Bolt. The thing that I think is great about Bolt personally is it's just like simple. You know, it's like you don't have to think about, you know, stuff like, you know, like the kind of under the hood stuff. So but then how do you also get the great features that it has of like branching and opening pull requests or whatever, you know? I think it's anyways. So I guess that's my take. I think we're still thinking through some of the integration points there, but this is one of those things kind of towards the top of the list for us, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because like we're traditional or like history has been like, primarily you were like a tool developers building development tools for other developers. But when we built Bolt, it ended up being used by and actually preferred by from like among other AI tools by people who are not necessarily developers. So like we've set and our users have set like a very high bar for us. And so for example, like Git in having Git in a browser is is a difficult challenge, but we have actually solved it before in our development tools. The biggest challenge we have right now is solving that user experience issue. So it's as consistent and fun to use as the rest of Bolt.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's kind of one of the most mind blowing things too. Just like as a random aside, like, you know, by like, you know, kind of usage, revenue, whatever. Like Bolt is now the number 4 coding AI tool in the world. Like it goes. I think it's like JetBrains, GitHub Copilot, Cursor, and Bolt's actually the 4th thing now. And the wild thing is it's the only thing on that list where a majority of the user base are not actually typical software developers. And so I think a lot of people are taking note of that. And so I think we're going to see a lot more, you know, developer tools kind of doing this, you know, orienting more, you know, to this. But I mean, and that's, God, that's amazing. I mean, the fact that we're at a point in time, I mean, this is the first moment in time where like, as a non-developer, right? I mean, like you have the capability to build like real software, right? Yeah, I think back to like when I learned how to code with Albert Pye, the co-founder CTO of Stackblitz. He and I grew up down the street from each other and learned to code at 13. It was like, the reason we learned to code is we had ideas for like web apps, you know, like, and that you had to know how to code in the mid or, you know, late 2000s to do that. I don't know if I, you know, with this, I don't know if I would have, you know, like I just wanted to build websites and apps. Right. But yeah, pretty interesting. Another feature idea that just popped up. Please let us access the Bolt ignore from the Bolt interface. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That needs needs to happen. Yeah. Like very soon. No, I mean that's not a you know, right. We talked about this. It's like there's like, because it's, you know, I think you have to like, you know, refresh the agent or what was it? What was the challenge? Can we talk about this live? Is there some like
there isn't much of a challenge, to be honest. I think technically speaking, I would say technically speaking, it's rather simple. Yeah.
God, because as I recall, it was like I think we needed to refresh how the context then was being applied, you know, at every message set, which I imagine, yeah, wouldn't be that hard to do. But
wasn't that about the prompt? Which one was that, or is it both? The prompt file.
Is
it wait the prompt? No, but this is the ignore file, right?
Oh yeah, but which one requires a reload, or do they?
Technically, the ignore file would be a little more trickier,
yeah,
because of the project files and the way files are being ignored in the context window. So just making a change is, you know, it's not like rocket science. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's just like there's a couple of things to iron out first, and it's not just like, hey, we exposed it in the UI and we call it a day. But doable for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say on our list.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it makes sense. We should. I feel like both that and the prom file would be great to just have them natively in Bolt. Makes a ton of sense. Cool. What I'm just like scrolling through the chat. What other things there, folks posted about? Yeah, by the way, if anyone on the team sees something in particular, feel free to zoom it in. Yeah, maybe so maybe let's talk about some of the other stuff that's currently in flight. So we talked about cores. I know there's a couple other things that the engineering sync kickoff on Monday we chatted about. Quentin, Dom, Joanne, maybe what else is in flight?
I can start. That's actually something we shipped last week that maybe not everyone has seen. It's the 0 tokens deployment. So when you click deploy now, it doesn't cost you any token. And we have a work in progress to make that also true if you say something similar inside the chat. Like you could say it in French or in... I picked French as an example, but any language.
French,
I don't know. Maybe because I'm French. I don't know. But yeah, and it would also do a deployment that doesn't cost any tokens, which is quite significant because when we send a message to the AI, we don't know in advance what the message is about, and so we send the entire context. And the context, the larger your project, so the bigger it is. So that means that if you just do a deployment, it's kind of wasted tokens. So that's the biggest change. And it also means that if you run out of token, you should still be able to deploy.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, it's like that's nice because then it's like you can actually manually edit the code too, right? Like for whether it's in Bolt or Stack Blitz, and then so you can actually just keep developing and deploying, right? Even if you don't have tokens, which is super cool. Heck yeah.
There's a question about Supabase updates.
Yeah, Supabase.
Thanks,
Supabase.
for the question. Yes, Supabase. We are working directly with Supabase team. They have experienced an influx of interest recently for some reason. They're investigating, and so we want to have Supabase is just a great target for doing like not only storing the data for your app, but also authenticating and doing edge functions. But especially edge function is extremely tricky, to be honest, as it is right now. So we are looking at making that also Bolt native in some capacity. Again, and Joanne can talk more to that. There is a technical aspect to it and the UX aspect, and UX aspect is still like in deep R&D, but this is currently one of the top priorities. So Joanne, do you want to say a bit more?
Yeah. So were you referring about the CLI in particular, or? Yeah. Okay. No. So one thing to consider is that when you run a project in Bolt New, you run everything on your machine, and sometimes we tend to forget that because everything works out of the box. Well, it turned out that the Supabase CLI is written in Go, and so in order to run it inside Web Container, we need to compile it to WASM, plus other things, because it makes the assumption about Docker being available, but Docker is not really in Web Container. But the short story, the TL didn't read, is that we are going to make sure that there's a compatible version of the Supabase CLI as a first step, and then maybe we look into a better user experience. But that is still TBD, I think, right?
Yeah, I think some of it we thought through. I mean, I think I think there's going to be it's going to be visual, right? Where you can basically click and add a Supabase database to the project, and then it just automatically linked, and then any changes to the tables automatically done. And what's cool too is it's so what Joanne's pointing out is we can run the entire Supabase CLI then, you're more or less inside of Web Container, basically inside Bolt. And that's awesome because then the sky's the limit. The Bolt agent can go do anything you need to do, not just one or two things or whatever have you, right? So that this is coming. And this is one of the top of the docket things for us. Because just having we have a really great deployment story with Netlify today. And I think key part of Mauricio has I always come back to Mauricio's who brilliantly distilled this. Like every app you basically would ever want to build needs three things: auth, database, and payments. And it's true. It is so true. That's kind of been the North Star internally for us. Is like, all right, we need to solve auth, database, payments, and that's it. Like that. Once you can do that, you can that unlocks so much. It's a nice thing about Supabase is that it's a database, it's an auth provider, and it's got edge functions for you to actually handle payments with like Stripe, right? And so that's like we're really leaning in on Supabase, and excited to work with excited to work with the folks on the Supabase side with this thing, because I think the integration is going to be like really, really sweet. It's going to be super cool. That's the update. Tune in next week, for office hours, and we'll either tune in next week. We'll have some updates, one way or the other. So a quick question here: is there any way to rename chats, like instead of it being auto named? You can do this. Not inside of Bolt. We should totally add this inside of Bolt. Right, wait. Tomek, am I wrong?
No. We should add it in Bolt. There are 2 tips recently. I think 2 in a row that I actually published. First was about renaming chats, and then was like, hey, but my app is still called like Vite plus TS plus React. Like, why doesn't this change? So yes. So right now, like the short story is to rename chat. You have to right now open it in StackBlitz, and then in StackBlitz, in the place where the name is, you can click it and change it. But there is also to change the name that appears when your app is deployed, and there is a window or a tab with your app, and it shows that Vite plus TS plus React. You have to ask Bolt about it and just say change the page title to be something else. So that part is Bolt native. The renaming chart would be useful to have in Bolt.
Yeah, totally. I think we got a ticket for this. If not, after this, I'm going to make sure we got one, because it's like a simple one. But if you open in StackBlitz, you can totally edit it today. And here's another one. This is a fantastic idea, and I don't know if I'm willing to wait for this one. What do you say, Juan? What do you say? Are you gonna go? Would this be 5 for 5? Would this be 5 for 5 on live coding?
Maybe. I'm not strong.
So meekly, maybe.
I've also introduced bugs, so I don't know if we could call them features, like the show token usage toggle. Some people have complained like, oh, it doesn't always show. I'm like, yeah, that's true. We need to improve on that. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to debug it on the next live stream or something, but it's still in my to-do list.
I love it. Cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do some live coding. But I guess before we get to that, I want to make sure any other updates from our side. What are the other things that we've got in flight? I think we hit a couple of them here. It's Supabase. We're looking into the Git stuff. We're looking at cores. What else?
Kate, do you have an update on what we're doing this week?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I think
with the beanies.
Yeah, wait. Hit Quentin, because Quentin, is there an engineering one, and then let's go to Kate.
There's one more engineering one. We're super close to landing Teams support as well, so you'll be able to put in your credit card one time, and then have all of the people on your team be able to use Bolt within your team context. If you create projects within Bolt, they will also be assigned within your team. So that should make it all a little bit easier to collaborate on different Bolt projects together as well. That should be landing hopefully tomorrow, maybe on Friday.
Okay, let's go. That's awesome. I mean, that's been That's been a huge one because we had teams when we first rolled out, and then we had to roll it back just because there's a lot of logistics of it's really hard. The whole token management thing, like when it's your own account, it's like it's simple because it's like you have a subscription, you can buy more tokens. But then when you're on a team, it's like okay, we'll get a subscription and everyone gets a certain amount of tokens. What if they like need more? What do they do? Because you can't, probably not a good idea. Just let people, rip on the company credit card or whatever, right? So there's been a lot of considerations that have had to be done that are kind of different from the the single player version of the thing. But yeah, I didn't know it was actually shipping. So I'm finding out with the other 800 and something people watching. Let's go. I'm stoked for that. This is good stuff. Appreciate all the hard work. I know it's been a lot, all the edge cases, so great job on that. To you and obviously all the other, I think probably 5 folks on our side that have been kind of working on that thing.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yuka did a bunch of the work. Albert did a bunch of the work. Alex K did a bunch of the work. So yeah, shout out to them for sure.
Alex K. Let's go. Sorry, Dom, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of small improvements that maybe are worth mentioning. Like we're trying to get everyone better error messages, in case of like something happens with the runtime. So you'll see more descriptive dialogues, for instance, that tell you what to do in certain cases. Then something we're also working on is generally improving the reliability of the model in larger conversations, which we've noticed can be an issue. If you really have longer conversations, it can sometimes tend to get a little confused. So we're actually working on improving that as well. So I think, you'll definitely see some improvements in regard to that and being more reliable in bigger conversations, generally speaking. I think I'll throw that in. I think that's kind of it.
That's one last thing, actually, I was forgetting. The previews, your application with everything. We are going to make it possible to have them in a separate tab. So pretty exciting because it should solve all the OAuth issue you could have run into, or like if you embed videos, like YouTube videos and stuff that don't render, then they will render inside the preview in a separate tab. So tiny change in terms of UI, but pretty big change in terms of for us to make that working. But yeah, it's going.
Yeah, but I mean that's a huge one. I mean, anyone that's tried to, that's implemented Supabase auth or any of these auth things, one of the challenges, like the auth callback code, you need a URL to send that to, right? And currently, in the current way web container is configured in Bolt, there's basically no way to kind of get that code back into web container to like actually have the auth cycle complete. So what Joanne's describing is huge because like you can go and do OAuth flows or whatever, and it'll work entirely. And on top of that, I mean, I think it's like when you're actually building a web app, it's nice to have the Bolt preview where you can see it, of course, but it's like, you want to be able to open that up on, in another browser window and mess around with it, etc. So that's I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a game changer.
And on top of this, for the like more technically inclined, if you open DevTools in Bolt, that actually shows everything that's going on in your app and that's going on in Bolt. So like there's like a ton of requests that when we persist chat or stuff like that, when you open it in a separate tab, DevTools will only show what happens in your app, which is like if you are using DevTools, that's a huge difference.
Totally. Yeah, and then this solves exactly this. Yeah, because like a lot of sites don't let you embed within the embedding that we're doing. But when you open a new window, it'll work totally fine. So if you're embedding YouTube videos, if you're doing Stripe checkout, there's just a lot of things that in the embedded version you can't run due to security, cross-origin issues or whatever. But then when it's in its own window, you can do all that totally fine. Cool stuff. Okay. All right, let's Tomek, there's a question on the Stripe tutorial. Yeah, how I think part of this is I think we're going to be leaning into Supabase pretty hard for this, if I'm not mistaken, right? And that's like part of it is we're getting that stuff landed and et cetera. But anyways, maybe give a quick update, because this has been one of the most requested pieces of content, I think maybe ever, actually. I don't
at least right now. Dan, we've covered other bases. I think if we didn't have like Supabase, that might be the piece like Stripe is then you get paid, right? So once we have covered the top or base 2 tiers from Mauricio's list, we get to Stripe. So full disclosure, when I build like tutorials like this, I first make it work. It looks nasty. It's like and I'm cheating a lot, because I'm using my years of development knowledge, and sometimes I'm coding parts and just making sure that path exists. And then I'm working on distilling it into something that, first of all, can be done with Bolt, and second of all is reproducible as much as AI can allow. And with Stripe, I hit even on the first step, that was challenging. I think that took like a good week to actually build something that works with a current app and works well, because like the initial Stripe integration, you can say, okay, you get people to pay you. You store that information in Stripe, but then how do you update the UI of your app? That's the challenge, and that happens, unfortunately, outside of Bolt app. So there's not much we can do. So I was looking into making almost like a small additional tools or snippets or something that just copy this code and put it in Bolt, or put it on Supabase dashboard. But I don't think it's honestly an experience that we want to go with. And with cores, cores are the main blocker, and then Supabase integration is the secondary. We can't do anything about Stripe being just a super convoluted tool. But once we have cores, it will get 50% easier, and then with Supabase, it will be the ultimate setup. So we're gonna have to wait for these two to land, and then probably in 2 days the tutorial will be up.
Let's go. Okay, no pressure, engineering team. No pressure. The most requested piece of content is gated on Supabase. If we need any more reason to ship it, let's go. Good comment here from Mauricio. Yeah, I think Quentin, did you pin this one?
I think it was Dom, actually.
Oh, Dom.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Well, I did pin this one because I think, I think we just want to encourage everyone to turn on diff mode. I think it's huge for token usage.
This isn't self-serving, because you're the guy who made diffs, right?
No. No.
Let me take it over then. So
yeah.
Diff mode.
Actually, Quentin pinned it.
I just put it on Dom. No, put on diff mode. It's in the experimental features and settings, but just put it on, because it's such a huge difference. Not just because everyone always says it's a different than token usage, but also the difference in speed is huge, because the fact that a model doesn't have to stream the entire file content, but can just stream only the things that actually change, is such a big UX improvement as well, and it saves a bunch of tokens. So you can send way more messages for the same amount of tokens. So it's a win-win in terms of performance and the amount of messages you can send.
Yeah. And now, but before you say anything, listen, everyone, you have to take this with a grain of salt. This is Dom's got his own agenda here.
No, I don't have my own.
I'm kidding.
So wait a minute. No.
Dom, you did an incredible job, Bill. I mean, it is so good. So I'm totally joking around, but go ahead. I want. Whatever's on your mind.
Exactly what Quentin said, though. Like, I think the reason why I wanted to put it up is like for folks to try it out, because like all feedback we can get from everyone is super valuable, and we're just trying to work really hard on improving the diff mode so that it can be turned on for everyone. I just wanted to mention that again on this stream, because I think in terms of token usage and speed, I think it's groundbreaking in this field, and I think no other tool has something like Bolt has when it comes to editing files.
Yeah, totally. Heck yeah. Okay, I think with that, Kate, you had some updates too for us.
Yes. Okay. So some people, probably in this chat, have seen me in DMs. Sorry. No, but not sorry, because we are giving away holiday gifts. We were doing a holiday giveaway for the week. So share your projects with us by use bolt.new in your tweets, and we will find them. I will jump in your inbox and I will share a link for our holiday giveaways. They're beanies. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, pull them up. Let's pull it up. So I actually got my beanies. I don't have them on me. But I'm not at my house office, which is typically where I am. But they are sick. They're cool. They're very cool.
Let's pull these puppies up. Ooh.
But put it on the model. It's like you would see it in action. Do the one where she's kind of like looking over her shoulder.
Wait, just a question? Can I participate as well?
It's conflict of interest. It's a kind of like the diff mode promotion was already crossing the line.
But it was Quentin actually. It wasn't even me.
True. So Dom, I'll fill in your name, and then you fill in my name, and then we resolve the conflict of interest.
No conflict.
Deal.
No conflict. There's no conflict. There's only interest. Love it. Yeah, they're sick. They're super awesome.
Yeah. So submit this week. We'll be giving out gifts all through this week. So tag us and answer my DMs.
By the way, I think this is the first Bolt swag to ever exist. Like I don't think that logo has been printed on anything else prior. I just am now kind of realizing. So this is a special moment in time. These beanies, they mean something. They hit different, when you put them on. So
we hope to have more. We hope to have more. So if there's anything special that you would like in the official Bolt swag store, let me know.
Let's go. I'm all about it. Heck yeah. But yeah, we want to do something fun for the holidays. That was a fun idea. So for those of you in colder climates, this will be helpful. With those of you in warmer climates, you can wear this to your local coffee shop and have a more hipstery look. But anyways, okay, what else? What are the other updates we got? And then we'll do a little bit of live coding and some community spotlights. Tom, I think you made a tip, right? There's a recent tip you put out.
Yeah, but that's the one that I've already covered.
Okay.
But let me do a reverse on you, Eric, and
No.
What about your tips? No, like you actually made more than a tip, and you made a really cool appearance recently. Maybe we should share that.
Yeah. You're talking about the
Latent Space.
Latent Space, yeah. That podcast. Can you pull up the? Well, not that we're gonna watch it here. But, if you want to pull it up, you can pull it up. But
okay, I'll share the screen in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll put in the show notes as well. But anyway, so Sean Wang and Alicio, they run the Latent Space podcast, which is it's one of the I think they say it's the number 1 or number 2 or something AI podcast. Anyways, they had me on to talk about Bolt. And yeah, this is like from a couple of weeks ago, but anyways, sat down with them, had a lot of fun. Just kind of got to talk about what you all have been doing and building with Bolt. Anyways, if you're kind of interested in like, how what it's looked like on the inside of the Bolt company and team, I went into probably more detail than most people go into of like kind of what we're seeing and how we're prioritizing things, et cetera. So if you're interested in that, and maybe there's useful info that you can kind of glean from how we're doing stuff that could be useful to how you're building your businesses and that sort of thing. But so go ahead and give it a listen maybe, and if you love it, maybe tweet about it. If you hate it, just close the tab. Yeah. So that was it. I don't know. Did I miss anything on that?
No, that sounds good. Like, also great podcast. And if you know anything about like the AI space, like Sean and these other guys. So that's a great discussion that covers like more than a Bolt, but Bolt specifically as well.
There's one coming out tomorrow too. There's another AI podcast called No Priors, and so just keep an eye out for that. I'll retweet it. And I imagine maybe we'll do it from the StackWoods as well. But we're going to be going over kind of that one was done last week, so that's kind of it's right at just about the 2-month mark for Bolt. So so we got a couple of these things coming out. But affiliate links. Where's Alex Berger when you need him? I think this is something.
He updated in the chat. I wanted to give. We saw there was a bunch of.
No.
Oh.
That's the plot twist.
Where is he? On the other side of this 10-kilometer long table.
Alex is here in person with me because we're like a fully remote company. So Alex is in Tennessee and I'm in the Bay Area. And so we don't have an office as a company. So a local coffee shop lets you rent rooms out. And so there's like this boardroom, and they took a photo like kind of halfway through the room, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is like the right size. This is like, look at how deep this table is. I mean, it's like, this is crazy, So anyway, so that's
just trying to prove that Alex is not that small. Just admit it.
it's to scale, I love it. Cool. I forgot what we were talking about. I'm being told to drag you on camera. Let me lasso him.
Yeah. Affiliate links. We in the works. Joanne and I are working on those. So hopefully having updates soon. If not, you can yell at us in the chat next week. But it's coming. Affiliate links, sponsorships, that sort of stuff. So cool.
Heck yeah. Love it. Okay. I think with that, Joanne, we're making a mobile view, right? This is happening.
Yes. Wait, give me 1 second.
While you do that, I'm going to go start lining up my community picks.
Okay. So I've got this magnific Astro blog, which I quite like for demo because it doesn't distract attention from where we should have our focus on. So the idea is, actually, it was suggested on Twitter. Oh, damn. I wanted to give credit to that person. Wait, can I find that quickly? Wait 1 second. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. Okay, I think I found it. Don't know if that's going to work. Oh, of course, I'm not logged in. 1 second, because I use Firefox for private stuff. Okay. Yes, that was from him, David. Okay, so the idea was very simple, is that what we could do is add a button here that reduces the view, kind of like a mobile view. I guess I can just demo that here if I just modify it directly. So if we go got the iframe here. So the idea is that we could say, what if we make this to like 50% of the width, and we add some margin auto, and boom, we've got the equivalent of a mobile view, kind of. Ideally, it's, you can drag the handles on both sides so that you can resize it, but that's the idea. Okay, so now let's get started. I'm just gonna zoom a bit here so that people can actually see what I'm doing.
And by the way, those will work really great with the full screen modes that you've implemented like a week or two ago.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, because then you can zoom and then you can click on the button and resize it. So for now, I'm just gonna do what I just demoed, so just modifying the preview because that's gonna be quick. We're gonna add some state. I feel like I'm always doing the same thing on every live stream, so it might start to be a bit boring for you all. If it is, just tell me, and we're gonna try to do more exciting things. Some people had ideas at the company of other stuff we could do.
I think you just really love the preview component.
I do. So we're just gonna get some state. State false. Also, Bolt uses React, so it's not the whole test technology just yet. Mobile mode. Mobile mode. Okay. No, I still quite like React. I'm gonna stop saying things. I don't think. Okay, let's just copy this. Set mobile mode. Oh, we need an icon. Whoops. I guess. Is that an icon? No. Oh, wait. No, we still want it first, I think. No, that's not an icon. Could have worked. By the way, great resource made by a lot of people. I don't know all their names, but really great resource if you want to find icons and use them. It's an alternative to React, which is quite popular as well. Okay, that one looks nice actually. Device-mobile. And that's what we used on Bolt. Yeah, that looks better. And I can't click for some reason. I'm just gonna refresh.
Leave it. It's perfect.
Okay, now I can click on this, and nothing happened because I'm not doing anything. And actually, we should probably check is mobile mode. And there we did another icon. Yeah, maybe this device mobile slash.
Sure, maybe we should use devices as an icon, which is similar to the one in Chrome DevTools. Actually, it has like a like a screen, like a this one, because like it's desktop and mobile.
True. So that would be the wait. Then we don't have the same version with the slash, which is nice to set it off, right? Like right now, if I do this, I can go back to not.
Oh, I mean, I was just looking for inspiration on in DevTools because like they have like the icon and then you click it and it's like highlighted. We could highlight it in blue.
Blue, yeah.
And then it's like enabled, it's on, and then you can click it again and it's off.
Yeah, yep. That's
so instead of switching. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
That
it's
makes
just
sense.
like our accent color.
Okay, let's do that.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
So do we have a class name here? Yeah. Click. And you're saying how is it called? What's the name? What's the class?
But it's a very long name.
Right?
Yeah. It's what is that? Text, bold elements, text, accent.
Good God.
By the way,
yeah.
If you agree with me that we should definitely pick better total names.
Sorry, it's not actually.
It's
Wait a
not.
minute. No.
You forgot an extra 2 or 3 words.
Oh, it's
Accent
sorry.
color?
Exactly. It is bold elements, icon, content,
That
accent.
doesn't work. Both students. Wait. Say that
Element,
again.
item,
Item.
dash, content, accent. Yes.
Oh yeah, it
I mean, it's
recognizes.
very descriptive though. I
This
mean,
is-
it's long,
for
but
sure.
it's descriptive.
If people watching need any more proof that the team has been purely focused on just slamming key zeros and they had no time to refactor anything, that
Oh, yeah.
class name is it.
That's yeah. That's a proof. Wait, so maybe I also need to have it on over because right now it looks a bit weird.
Wait,
wouldn't
let me quickly show what happens in. No, wait, but it should have.
Actually, it doesn't
But
work.
it's
See, it
It should
stay
be just-
white. Like when
Yeah,
I
but that's-
over, we don't see whether I clicked or not,
Oh, yeah.
which is confusing.
yeah, that's inside the icon. Ah,
Well,
I can dig.
as long as the hover state takes into account the color, that's fine. But like if it's currently activated, it should still be blue when you hover, but it should.
Oh,
you know,
it's
you just have to
enabled.
use enabled. Yeah, okay. Because when the button is enabled, yeah, you can't disable that anyways. Yeah.
Okay,
there
now,
we
now
go.
it
Let's
works.
go. Yep.
Okay,
Wait,
That-
why does it flash white? Wait, what was that?
it does.
Oh, didn't it?
No.
Oh,
kinda.
that's because you
He's-
clicked.
yeah,
Because you
he's-
clicked.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. No, it's fine.
fine.
It's cool. Awesome.
Okay. It's always the most tiny. You know, the importance is the tiny details.
Yeah.
Always.
It is.
Okay, Joan, while you wrap this up and get this ready for Pride, let's parallelize and let's hit some community picks. If that sounds good to you.
Yep, sounds good.
Heck yeah. Okay. With that, maybe we get a screen share going here. Maybe Tomek, you could be the primary community pick streamer sharer today.
Yeah, that sounds like a job.
I was gonna say, it's, that's gonna be on your business cards now.
I was
Like
trying because I was watching a documentary or like a short documentary on people who may like manually make scissors in Great Britain, and I can't remember the name, but like the job description, the name of the job is like so funny. If someone in chat knows, share it, please. Okay, since wait, I'm not sure. Am I sharing the screen?
You are now.
Okay, I'm sharing now. So I'll start, and then we can go to the next person. So I have a weak spot for like small, very just handy apps. So 2 of my tips will be just that. So the first one is this online voice recorder. So it's fun because it uses the browser API, but it also stores. You can have a library of your recordings. You can choose like one of your microphones, which I have too many. You have your own account, so it's more than you might expect by hearing just voice recording app, and that was made by C2. The second.
wait. Do you have the person's profile pulled up by chance?
Yes, I think so. Let me see.
I want to see the that's such a cool app idea.
Oh yeah, and that's actually we should have this link also somewhere because he actually talks about like the features. And yeah,
wow.
it's like,
Oh wow, that's super cool. There's like a visualizer for it and everything. Dang.
Yeah, and you can download it in a WAV or MP3 too. So
wow. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be using this.
Yeah, pretty cool. And also, like, it's if this is possible, like you can use this as an inspiration if that is a feature of, or like probably a simplified version of this you need in your app. That's a proof that you can do it. Okay, the second one is just as useful. But yeah, excuse generator. So sometimes you run out of excuses, and not for work maybe, but for medical. So I'm like, they're so good. I just had so much laugh with that. I was like, there was something about that my couch is having a separation anxiety or something like that. So yeah, I love this.
I like the disclaimer at the bottom. That's, you got to limit the liability.
Yes. Yes. Good point. Where are my notes?
I agree with this. The community, this is awesome.
Yep. So this one, this is the tweet that allowed us to find it. Yeah, first up in bold too. All right, and the third is where's the third one? As you might know, I have problem with tabs. Excuse, I found this.
Yeah, Tommy, this is an intervention about the tab.
Oh, this is this one. Yeah. Okay. No. I was looking for the deployed one. It's I don't have the deployed week, but it's a cool like use case. Like the use case itself and kind of meta use case, because it was this app won a hackathon, and like Bolt is basically an ultimate hackathon weapon. So it has like a bunch of useful features, like in that domain that it deals with like which is vaccinations. One of the craziest one, going back to voice recording, it actually has a voice recording, like a patient can record their reaction or something, like after taking the shot, and it does emotion analysis on that recording, so which might help flag some feedback, some responses. So this got like pretty crazy. But yeah, very useful. Like if you can use AI on a hackathon, if this is more about building products than like testing your coding abilities, like Bolt is the way to do it. Yeah, so these were mine. And now
Let's go.
Yes. Eric, can you
you're closing tabs? Like I've never seen you do that. Okay, like you're right there, buddy.
Just to open new ones. Okay.
I can pull up mine. Here we go. Okay, so let me just line them up back to back here. Okay. I think I mentioned this at the beginning, but sorry, let me share my screen. I mentioned this at the beginning, but Jay, so Jay had made an app using Bold and sold it for $3K. And I think it's today, right? It's 4th. Yep. Yeah, so this is today, earlier today. Jay released a YouTube video. I haven't had the chance to watch. That was it's high quality. Anyways, so yeah, he made this video. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, throw it a like. I already know I'm gonna like it, so just kind of throw the like and I'll come back to it and watch it later. Anyways, it's super cool. I'm excited to hear actually more. We should have Jay on, by the way, to like talk more about how it's used in Bolt, because about the app he built and sold, etc. But anyways, just want to definitely worth checking out. Second one, Gabe, who I actually think is in the chat here. So Gabe, Greg Eisenberg, super awesome guy. Was like, hey, someone should like create the Indie Hacker Awards. And Gabe, so this is at November 30th, 4:59 a.m. November 30th, 9:41 a.m. Gabe built it. Gabe built it. And it exists. Like this actually, dude, this looks super good. I checked this out, I think like last week or whatever when you made it, but this is awesome. This looks really, I like the logo too. I'm curious where you made that game. But anyways, thought this was super cool. want to give Gabe a little shout out. Actually, a big shout out. This is super dope. Okay, the last one. Before I show this, I have to preface. This is not the official Bolt merch shop. We do have a shop now. No. That's the one I'm about to show. Anyways, shop.bolt.new is our shop. Looks like this. We got this is the holiday special. This is the t-shirt. By the way, for both of these things, if you want to buy them, you totally can. If you sign up for this one, if you sign up for the Pro 100 or 200 plan and just shoot us an email, we will send you one for free. For one of these, build and share an awesome project and mention, hey, I really want one of these things. We'll get you hooked up. Anyways, just throwing it out there. But we're gonna add more stuff to this if you do want to buy more swag in the future. But right now, honestly, we just have these up because this is the easiest way for us to get them shipped to y'all. We use this platform to do that. Anyways, this is the official shop. Now I'm gonna show you something that we don't own and is not ours, but you should check it out because it made us, we really appreciate it. Mauricio, who's in the chat here. Mauricio made the unofficial Bolt.new merch shop. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. By the way, Mauricio, you got to get rid of the logo. You got to get rid of that. Just have it be very unofficial. Okay, that's the only thing. But anyways, these made us laugh because when Mauricio sent this over at first class, I didn't really catch what he had done here. All of the products are named after people on our team. So I'm the hat. Tomek is this mug, which is actually sick. Juan is this hoodie. This one is outrageous. Dom is this t-shirt that says Dom approved this with a bus in the background. and let's see who else we got here. Albert, CTO, Kate, hoodie, the Alex, the Bolt.new crew, and this one's my personal favorite, all the way at the bottom. Oh no! Oh, is he gone? Wait. No. Oh, you got rid of. Wait, where's Quentin? Did you get rid of Quentin? Oh, the Quentin was my favorite.
Wait, Quentin was a bag.
He was a tote bag. It was a tote bag.
It's a tote bag.
No, Mauricio, you got to bring Quentin back, man. That was my favorite one. I was gonna buy the Quentin. You got to bring it. If it's out of stock, you got to get that on back order. Come on, let's go. I need to get. Anyway, I just thought this is hilarious. I think I saw a couple.
Oh, you can still see it. Go to browse all actually.
Oh, browse all.
Okay, Quentin's still there. Okay. Yes, let's go.
Quentin's a tote bag.
I've always wanted to be a tote bag. This is dream come true.
When I saw it, I don't know why, but the you being a tote bag, that was the one that seeing Dom made me laugh. And then this one was the one where I was on the floor laughing because I was like, dude, that is just so funny. Anyway, so this is super cool. I mean, Mauricio is Mauricio's been a fantastic part of the community. I mean, really since the early days, and I guess everyone on our team really appreciated this. Just kind of and also this is Kev. This is not us. I think Kev's in the chat too. This is a community member. I mean, there's different folks, right? Anyways, I just thought it was really, really cool. This is Wes, who runs the Bolt.new community on Bolt.new builders on Twitter. Anyways, so I just thought this was super cool. So I just want to give a shout. I mean, I think y'all let's support Mauricio. Let's get some unofficial kind of what's the term, moonlight bootleg swag, what they call it when they were moonshine, moonshine, during the prohibition or whatever. But anyway, so these are super cool. I think it's a fun way where we can support Mauricio and all the help he's given the community and stuff. And anyways, so those are my picks. That's it. And I think Kate, over to you.
Awesome. Let me share my picks. Okay. I really like this one. Simple, but useful. Invoice pizza. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, Invoice pizza, super cool. And then other pick was, which I think we had a call out in the chat earlier for Kev, who was just mentioned, the turkey tokens game. And it looks like this has been, yeah, love it.
He expanded it to be multiplayer.
Wait, using Bolt only?
That's a good question. Kev, you're in the chat. I think you said you at least the first version you made with Bolt. I think he expanded it further. I think I saw something from where he expanded it in some other way. I think he took it local, but I want to say that he added the real time in Bolt.
Nice.
Global leaderboard, so you can rank globally. Awesome. And then I had one more as well. Shout out to Erwin here. He also created the Bolt, or he created a Chrome extension. And he was also a winner of the holiday giveaway. So Erwin, if you're watching, tell us how cozy that beanie is. But yeah, super great work.
Yeah, super cool. This week's been nuts. So that was one of the ones actually where I saw it and I was like, God, that's cool. I got to check that out because it's like some of the stuff is just from the tweets that he's posted. I'm like, man, that would be killer to just have in the thing, but heck yeah. Okay. I think those are our picks, right? At least the ones listed in the doc. This is usually the part where someone who didn't put in the doc goes, wait, I have picks. so Quentin, Joanne, Dom, do you guys have picks?
I think mine was already shown, actually.
Okay.
Was for the Chrome extension. I was mind blown by this. I was like, actually, we should implement this in Bolt, but this is so cool that you can have it already.
Yeah, for real.
The completion and everything. Yeah.
Oh, one note, because I've seen some of the questions about it and more questions about it. Speaking of our community and troubleshooting, or like having some discussions on like how to get out of, basically troubleshooting some more. The best place to do that is in Bolt Discord, in Supabase Discord. You can call out.
I'm sorry, I'm just joking around. I'll put that.
No. But yeah, the Bolt Discord community is so live with just proactive tips and also just like sharing experiences. So of course we can help, but as you've heard at the beginning, there's 20 of us, and we're trying to to build the Bolt into like a better Bolt. So while also talking with you all, but Discord community is focused on using Bolt actually, and these folks went through like so many different use cases, and they have so much experience, and they're so willing to help. So if you're not on our Discord, go there and chat and get help, and then start helping others.
Yeah, great call out.
I have a pick actually.
as the prophecy said would happen.
I mean, it's also fine, but you asked for a pick, and I actually have one that I just found in my collection.
Let's see it. Heck yeah!
It's a cool one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's go.
Let's see. Okay, it is this one. It's a game. Can you see my screen? It's like this 3D game that Ian Curtis built. I don't know if this was shown by someone already, but I was mind blown. 3D game in Bolt in 20 minutes. this would definitely take me way longer to build. And it even has a shield, and you can run into these asteroids in, I don't know, rocks. It's super cool. Anyways, that's my pick.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful. I mean,
yeah, it really looks great.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like a proper game. Actually, I was bummed because there was like this cool iOS game that's not there anymore, which is like, I hate when that happens. It's called Geometry Wars. It's so cool, and this looks like exactly like that. So just build more levels. Let us play.
Yeah,
I'll buy it.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, Ian, I think he's at least 1 week or 2 weeks of in the shops. But I mean, Ian's been on a tear. Just really cool stuff. I think the last one that I might have picked the one in virtual reality where he was actually he was wearing an Oculus, running Bolt on his Oculus, so at the same time like developing it within virtual reality. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Cool stuff. I think those are all the picks for the week. And I think with that, do we have any last comments in here that we wanted to tag? Oh, here's one. Actually, yeah. Public roadmap, feature request vote. We 100%. I think I would love to hear if anyone has recommendations on tools. What are the best tools to like let folks vote on features? I'd be kind of curious if anyone has that. Put in the chat or kind of tweet us. There's a lot of these things out there, so if anyone has experience, I'd be kind of curious to hear it. And maybe folks on our team have opinion. I imagine some of us have used these things, but anyways, yeah, I love that idea. We're totally going to do it. And now that the P0s are, a lot of them are kind of wrapped up. Now we're getting into actually getting a real public roadmap going here, and in a more continual way, and we're focusing to add features to it and vote them up and that sort of thing. So heck yeah. Let's see. Community show and tell lives. This is an awesome idea. This is a great idea. I'm like, I read it and I was like, yeah, how are we not doing that already? That's a fantastic idea. Cool. I love it. Kate and Tomac, we should cook on this. 3 of us. We should get something scheduled. What do you say?
Let's do it. Yeah, we might have some guests in the upcoming next couple of weeks, hopefully. So stay tuned. But yeah, definitely something in the works.
Heck yeah. Cool. And Joanne, mobile view. How's that doing? How's the mobile view doing?
I'm adding the draggable handle, but maybe I should stop. I finished when I was streaming. I think the toggle that was already there, but I really want to be able to stream.
I agree. I land the draggable. I think listen, we've seen you. We know that you could land it right now. You've done it, the past 4 times. I think this one, having the draggable, I think kind of makes sense. Like, I dig that. So, cool. Great work. Okay. So, this one, y'all, this is an extra interesting challenge. Whenever, Joanne is not going to land this PR right now. So it's going to be landing soon, pretty imminently soon. So whoever's the first to notice it, tweet it, and then tag us, and then we'll retweet it. You get all the credit, all the props, all the karma for it. Let's go. Heck yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We love doing these things. We love getting to hear from you all and, getting to see all the amazing things you're building and answering your questions and hearing your feedback. So super stoked for the next one. And with that, I hope everyone has a great rest of your week and weekend, and keep building awesome stuff and putting it on X and sharing in Discord, etc. Have a good one. See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.